Hey everybody, welcome to BrickVault. My name's Jack. Today we've got a Lego Batman movie set. This is Mr. Freeze Ice Attack. The set's recommended for ages 7 to 14. It is set number 70901 and it has 201 pieces. There are 3 minifigs included. We've got Batman, a security guard, and Mr. Freeze, of course. And it seems that Mr. Freeze has made himself a big mech suit with one ultra freezing gun, and there's a great little mechanical backdrop to the set. So there's not too many parts in this set, and I have a feeling I'm going to be able to build it very quickly, so let's get started. So the set is complete. It's definitely one of the smaller ones of the Lego Batman movie series. And we've got some awesome minifigs, so let's check out Mr. Freeze himself. And there's a lot of elements to this minifigure. So here he is without any of his armor or his accessories. And when you've got a nice good look at the detailing for the body, there's a bunch of stuff really. You can see the reflective printing that shows the suit that goes around his shoulders. I think those are some ice crystals that are also forming on him underneath. And the printing itself seems kind of simple and very cartoony, but I think really appropriate for the character. Despite there being such nice printing on the body itself, he comes with this great armor piece. And I do appreciate that little bit of extra printing that goes on the chest there. He of course has the dome that covers his head, which is very iconic for Mr. Freeze. And though this weapon here is designed for the mech that he's going to be inside, it does show in the manual that you can have the minifig holding on to this thing. But this is basically the single biggest gun that any minifig could possibly hold. And if you want this guy to be holding it in his hand and not be plugged into any studs, he has to lean incredibly far back to the point where it's just totally ridiculous. But when you put him inside the mech, actually it's a great little function getting him into the mech. The back opens up as opposed to the front panel, which is usually the case. But I just think the function here works exceptionally well. And Lego really played a nice line between keeping this build very simple, but also having it look pretty good. These transparent and blue bendy pieces that go around the back, I believe are new, at least in this color. And I believe it's very appropriate for this kind of build, and we just have some really nice little details going on here. Extremely simple to put together, but yeah, the look of it just works really well. I like those boots at the bottom. They're nice and wide, so this figure has a very easy stance, but this mech isn't very big, and you can really put this thing into a lot of different fun positions if you want. But when this guy is holding the gun, you can see it looks a lot more proportional. Of course, there is a stud gun on the top, but it's almost not noticeable compared to all of the sort of gizmos and gadgets that are hanging off the sides. I know this is not technically a Lego built figure, but it looks better than most of the Lego built figures that I've seen. I am really looking forward to that Clayface guy though. Anyways, I totally got distracted. Let's jump back to the minifigs. Here is Batman. Now, I've talked about this new version of him in a few other of the Lego Batman set reviews already, and he pretty much looks like an old classic Batman, except of course the printing is no longer on his torso piece for the belt because he comes with that new belt piece. What is different about this guy though, compared to the last ones, is the smirk on his face. The expressions differ just a bit. He's got a nice sort of happy smirk, and then also a more frustrated or possibly even scared face. And what's great now is he's got a weapon that's perfectly made for, of course, combating Mr. Freeze, which is a flame gun, and this makes yet another weapon to add to his weapon arsenal. Now, this last guy is kind of odd because they just call him a security guard, but if you're looking at him right now, he doesn't have his gun in his hand. I'd say he looks closer to a firefighter chief or something. He's got the exact same build for what a normal firefighter would have, and the only thing that really makes him stand out as a security guard are those prints on his belt that I believe could be ammo or clips or something, and then when he's carrying his extended pistol, I suppose, yeah, now he does look like some form of law enforcement. Maybe he's playing up security in a place that requires you to wear a hard hat and an oxygen mask or something, because we must be in some kind of factory facility, because our play area, this very tiny little build here. Certainly shows a lot of sort of mechanical and industrial little things. We've got these nice curved pipe pieces. I think that's probably the nicest part of the build, is these curved red pieces that come from this little white tank, and also the pieces that come out of the side of the wall and have the valve that spins around. Actually, who am I kidding? I pretty much like all aspects of this little build. We've got the little space that shows the computer, a coffee mug. I'm going to assume that is some sort of big on-off lever, which probably corresponds with that sort of pressure dial that we can see on the top. And the only part that doesn't really make a lot of sense is we have this movable little elbow piece, and in the back you can see there is space for a clip if you wanted to kind of straighten this thing out and have it just an open area, but it doesn't actually clip into anything. On the other side, you can see this modified 1x2 that would totally correspond with this clip piece, but it's just not on the correct side. Maybe they included this if you wanted to part down this area, you would have two pieces that could correspond with an actual clip. But yeah, I just thought that was something a little bit strange. I mean, you don't really need to clip this area open if you wanted to have it open. It is just so small that it doesn't really make a huge difference. But yeah, and other than that, this is the very last bit of the build. And this is of course what happens to Mr. Freeze's victims if you get shot by his freeze ray. And this build is totally fine, totally adequate. I really like it. It's just you can get a minifig in and out quite easily, so it's very easy to play with. No special finagling or position that the minifig has to be in or something like that. You might have to take the accessory out of his hand, and I think it looks good. So here's the whole set all together. I think it is a good part to price ratio. Certainly the Mr. Freeze minifig and his subsequent mechanized suit that comes with him is the highlight of the set. Based on the other Batman sets I've reviewed, the expressions for this particular Batman minifig is a little bit different than the other ones that we've gotten. And I think the play area, though extremely small and kind of simple, has a really sort of nice look to it. Basically, if you are a fan of Mr. Freeze, I would say this is a must-have little set to get. Alright, so that is it for this little set review. Thanks a lot for watching. I've left the link in the video description below if you want to buy the set. And if you enjoy our content, you can always like or subscribe. And we'll see you next time at BrickVault.